Taste is really subjective, isn't it? It's one of the things that tells us who we are. What moves you, what makes you cry, what makes you stay up until 3 a.m. binge-watching a drama? It's different for everyone, and that's the beauty of it. But that also means sometimes you might have different thoughts from the people around you. Everyone's praising a drama, but you're like, wait, did we even watch the same show? We've all been there, right? That's how I felt while watching The Red Sleeve. When I first started, I was completely hooked. Everything seemed perfect. The historical setting, the elegant atmosphere, the chemistry between the main characters, even the subtle humor. It drew me in like gentle waves. Do-Kim, the female lead, was so charming, smart, witty, appropriately stubborn, and she had this unique brightness that made you root for her. The way she cautiously yet cleverly navigated palace life was refreshing. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be your typical palace romance. I expected it to be a very profound drama, something that would give me a lot to think about. And Crown Prince Yi-san, he was a character burdened by his lineage, conflicted between his desires and the responsibilities of the throne. The tension between San and Do-Kim was subtle but intense, not loud or flashy, but simmering subtly. The restrained emotions felt even more powerful. At least that's what I thought back then. I really enjoyed the first few episodes. I kept watching until around episodes 10 and 11. I waited for the moment when everything would click, when emotions would explode, when the story would take off. Everyone kept telling me, just wait, it's going to get really intense. But at some point, things started to change. Slowly, almost silently, the flow of the drama shifted, and not in a good way. From episode 12, especially around episode 13, it started to feel like a drag. The story stopped moving forward and started going in circles. The emotional conflicts that felt fresh and subtle at first started to repeat themselves. San wanted Do-Kim. Do-Kim stepped back. San persisted. Do-Kim refused. San waited. Do-Kim hesitated. This pattern kept repeating. It felt like walking in place. No progress, no emotional growth, just the same arguments, the same tears, the same silence over and over again. There were times when I had to pause the episode and do something else. It wasn't because I was heartbroken or overly emotional, it was just boring. I really didn't expect that. But since I had already watched a lot, I kept watching because I wanted to understand why everyone called it a masterpiece. I held on to the hope that even if it was slow, the emotional buildup would eventually lead to something amazing. But the ending, despite the tragic and beautiful presentation, felt distant. Should I say I was indifferent? It's not that I dislike slow burn dramas. In fact, many of my favorite dramas are slow, quiet, and poetic. But slow is different from stagnant. Restrained is different from repetitive. That's where The Red Sleeve and I went our separate ways. The heart of the story, the deep and painful love between two people who couldn't fully be together, was definitely there. But that love didn't fully bloom. It didn't completely captivate me, as I had hoped and as it should have. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this drama was bad, not at all. The acting was superb. Lee Jun-ho poured his heart and soul into the role. Longing, frustration, vulnerability, every emotion was in his eyes. And Lee Se-young was Do-Kim herself. Quiet strength, responsibility, and the pain of having to make choices that aren't easy for a woman. Both actors' performances deserve praise. And the visuals? Breathtakingly beautiful. The lighting, the colors, the composition of every scene. It was like watching moving paintings. The attention to detail was amazing. The cold air of the palace at night, the weight of a passing glance, the loneliness of power. I could feel the entire atmosphere vividly. From a technical and artistic perspective, The Red Sleeve is a truly outstanding work. But a drama isn't complete with just good acting and beautiful visuals. The important thing is connection, emotional connection, that inexplicable pull that makes you feel a character's pain as if it were your own. But for some reason, I didn't feel it. I've thought about it a lot. Was it the pacing? Or was it the way the story unfolded? Or was it simply that the rhythm of this drama didn't match the rhythm of my heart? I'm hesitant to say this about a drama that holds so much meaning for so many people. I've read a lot of comments, reviews, and analyses. I understand why other people love this drama. I really do. But this video isn't about right or wrong. I'm just sharing my honest thoughts. To be honest, The Red Sleeve didn't move me as much as I had expected. Have you ever had that experience? Like watching something through a window? You can see the beauty, the emotions, but you can't feel them. Let me know in the comments. Sometimes, admitting that you didn't connect with a piece of work helps you understand your own taste better. And sometimes, that honesty, instead of denying the emotions you felt, actually creates room for you to appreciate the work in a different way. So, that's my version of the red sleeve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. This has been K-DramaLicious, your one stop for everything K-drama.